You're listening to Wrestling Goons Radio, the podcast show for the IWC from the IWC. And I'm your host, Dan Tanner, and I have with me Dave McCarskey and Anthony Hammond. And today we will be talking about the return of a tag team that we haven't seen in years, why Jon Stewart cost John Cena the WWE World Heavyweight title, more on the Divas Revolution, Seth Rollins' opponent at Night of Champions, and more. Before we get started, we want to thank Max Sports Channel and Power Station FM, as well as our listeners there. Also, you can listen to us on our website, www.wrestlinggoonsradio.blogspot.com, as well as on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. Just hit the link and subscribe. Now, to get into our show, we'll be starting the show off with the opening segment of Raw, where we see Triple H and Seth Rollins at WWE Headquarters, with Triple H giving Seth Rollins a victory speech, telling Seth Rollins, "You are no longer the future, you're the man." My question to you, Anthony, I'm going to start with you. Is Seth Rollins now the man?
Well, Seth Rollins has been the man because he's the World Heavyweight Champion ever since WrestleMania. He's been the man. My problem with this is, he's been the main guy in the Authority for how long now? And this really his first trip to Stanford? Seriously?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure he's been to Stanford before. Dave, do you feel like Seth Rollins is the man that's deserving to be in that position?
I think he's been the man since he broke away from Wrong Man and the Psycho. He's just built himself since then. World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, and now U.S. Champion. Who's to say he's not the man? Who's going to tell him he's not?
Ironically enough, like they kept referring to the quote "the man" all night long. I don't feel like that was an accident, if you know what I mean.
No,
Yeah.
it definitely was not.
Yeah, I was hoping something having to do with to be the man, you got to beat the man sort of thing.
They tried to go there, but they wound up doing that in another segment.
Yeah. That segment was pretty cool because Seth Rollins deserved everything that's been given to him and all the things that he's accomplished over this past year.
Everything?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's a great heel.
I mean, I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying, I mean, if you're speaking from outside the Authority, if I'm a wrestling fan in row Y, seat 6, I don't know if he deserves it. Come on.
I mean, who else deserves it?
I mean, like I said, if I'm the fan liking the good guy and the bad guy, I don't think he deserves it. But if I'm watching from, the radio perspective that we do, where we actually know what happens, then yeah, of course he deserves it.
Well, yeah, because everyone else who's going to be sitting in that stadium or whatever going to say John Cena deserves it because
Well,
because everyone loves John Cena.
I'm not going to say John, but I'll go a step further and say I'm not going to say John Cena doesn't deserve it either. He just can't have it all the time.
Right.
Dave, you got something to add?
Yeah. I was just going to add on one small little thing. No, not everybody likes John Cena. Because there's someone sitting here talking right now that will still despise that man, other than his charitable contributions to Make-A-Wish and his things like that. I respect them for that, but when it comes to actual in-ring performance, give me someone else any day of the week.
And if you ask Dan Tanner, those things don't matter enough to make John Cena important.
I will give him respect on that. But when it comes to him winning the championship 15 times in the past 10 years, I'm kind of ready to see something new.
Well, my point about this is this was supposed to be about Seth Rollins' opening segment. And just like last Monday night when John Cena said, whenever I come out here, there's people that boo me and there's people that cheer me. But nobody's saying a damn thing about Seth Rollins, and that's exactly what we're doing in this opening segment.
Yeah.
We run into that problem.
John Cena gets a reaction. That's just what makes him the man. I'm sorry.
Good or bad. All right, moving on to the next segment, we get an in-ring segment of Heyman and Brock Lesnar coming to the ring, and of course, they're pissed off. In case you didn't see SummerSlam, there was some controversy. Undertaker tapped out. The bell was called early. The ref didn't see it, And of course, Undertaker gives Brock Lesnar a low blow to where eventually Brock Lesnar loses the match. Now, Heyman says he doesn't blame the ref. He doesn't blame the bell ringer that basically ended the day for Brock Lesnar. And also, he also saying Heyman saying that Taker is not the better person over Brock Lesnar. He talks about the fact that he made Undertaker tap out. Also, Brock Lesnar wants his rematch, but moments later we see Bo Dallas' music hit, and out comes the lame Bo Dallas, who refers to Brock Lesnar as Mr. Brock,
All right, please watch your mouth when you say I'm lame and Bo Dallas, but go ahead.
and refers to him as possibly that he was dreaming or something, that he probably really didn't win and all that other bull crap, and gave him that whole all you gotta do is believe. And guess what? Brock Lesnar did us all a favor and took Bo Dallas to Suplex City.
Did you not know that's where Bo Dallas was going when the music hit? Or
If you didn't know, you're not a fan.
I meant The Rock, Brock Lesnar. Bo Dallas is the new guy for the celebrity to throw around. I'll be shocked when the Green Arrow comes back if he don't knock Bo Dallas out. So.
Right. But the whole point is he took him to Suplex City, and Paul Heyman kept on egging him on, and the whole crowd kept on egging him on until he gave him some F5s here and there. And now Bo Dallas is dead.
Shouldn't Paul Heyman have to be the guy to call him off rather than Brock trying to be this beast like that tames himself? I didn't understand that. Brock was like, "No, I don't want to hurt him no more."
I
Oh,
mean, he's
yeah,
playing the sort of face role in this.
kinda. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of has to play it that way now with the way the roles are setting up for the future match here.
But when are we gonna get that? Because the Undertaker is went back home Monday. So before the show, he went back to Texas. I don't know when we're getting him again. Now I know he's advertised for some house shows in October, but I'm assuming that he's gonna get some time off here. How do they keep the story relevant?
It's Undertaker versus Brock. It sells itself.
Mm.
Actually, I
I
thought
mean,
the Undertaker was supposed to show that Monday night.
So did I. I thought they were both advertised for the show. That was originally the plan. I think again they realized they had to use Sting, and they were like, "Crap, we don't have that much money in the budget for one night."
Whoop. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, yeah, happens.
Dave, your thought?
you know, I'm not a Bo Dallas fan. I've never believed, except for when they were teasing that he might join the Wyatts. I was kind of digging it then, but I feel sorry for Bo. I think I was sitting up there with excuse me, Anthony and Mark going, "Oh no, he's gonna die," and he basically died. And they got to 4, and Brock walked out, and Paul was like, "Oh no, let's go get back and give him 5." And then he got another one and another one and an F5, and I said a little prayer for him, and I said, "That's the end of Bo Dallas."
Unfortunately, it's not because I believe he will be back to do that again and suffer another defeat to somebody in the coming weeks. A small fact that I'd like to mention: the bell ringer, the timekeeper, whoever have you, his name is Berkeley Ottman, and if that name sounds familiar, his father, Fred Ottman, is AKA the Shockmaster.
Hmm.
That's right.
Interesting.
That's right.
Bo Dallas, dead at 25. He leaves behind a wife,
Oh,
a father, IRS, and a brother, Barry Wyatt.
and a beautiful wife in Dana Brooke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, by
Yeah.
the way, he will be facing Brock Lesnar at that house show that they've been advertising.
Oh, he will.
Now, is that who they gave Brock on October 3rd?
Yeah.
Poor
You
Bo
really,
Dallas.
you're giving Brock Bo Dallas in Madison Square Garden?
And see, I'd be mad if I'm them now, because, like, if I'm the audience, I know that Bo's probably going to take 30 simplexes, and that's the match. He's just going to go to simplex setting a lot.
I mean, do you feel
Man.
like he's going to put up a good fight compared to Coffee
No,
Kingston?
then why the heck am I getting that match? Like, it's a lot different in Japan, but, like, they haven't seen Brock Lesnar in 10 years. That's a big deal when he goes over there, and no matter who he fights. But in Madison Square Garden, we've seen Brock Lesnar every single week for the last couple of months. So watching him fight Bo isn't a big attraction.
How often are you going to see Brock Lesnar fight in a house show or something?
Anytime they put it on the WWE Network.
But it's Madison Square Garden. Personally, I think Madison Square Garden is slightly overrated,
So
though.
you couldn't do Ryback in this match, or you couldn't do.
That's what I mean. Give them some kind of
You
competition.
couldn't do Big E Langston. You couldn't do Big
I
E.
mean,
You've already got Kofi.
they don't want to give him no competition. They wanted to make it a squash match. Everyone comes to see Brock Lesnar do his suplex.
And you don't think it's impressive if he did those suplexes to Big E Langston?
It was.
And
But
he should do it.
of course, since we've seen him do all those suplexes to Bo Dallas, it would be nice to at least maybe face someone else, like another jobber like Heath Slater or something.
Unbelievable. Basically, though, like the segment with Heyman, I'm okay with it. He did what he had to do to put it over. Like I said, I don't know where they're going with this story. I can't tell who's going to play what role. I don't know when they're going to complete it. I feel like it's going to end at WrestleMania, but I ain't got no idea how they're going to get there, though.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of too long and drawn out. Do you feel like, before we move on, do you feel like The Undertaker will show up next week?
I don't. I feel like they're going to keep him out past Night of Champions.
Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Anthony on that. I don't know. I don't feel as though we're going to get him anytime soon, until maybe Rumble time. I'm going to go as far as saying to set up the last leg of the Brock Taker feud, which I have a feeling is going to end up being like a retirement match.
I feel like that might be what they're doing. They're giving him his one last little win before he gets that long run. Because from January to April, it's full throttle. Like, that's WWE and fast forward.
I feel like, why not make this match a Hell in a Cell? I think you made a mention of that, I think, last week, Anthony. The whole Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, it was Mark. Mark did
Oh,
actually
Mark.
with the Hell in a Cell mention. I like it though. Can Taker really do that?
Yeah, because he did collapse after that match at SummerSlam.
I think that was an act. Well, the one at SummerSlam was an act, I think. I don't believe he was really hurt.
Yeah, I would hate to see
that was more of a setup.
Yeah. Well, he the guy is over 50, so
But I'm not gonna sell the guy short because the match was incredible for what it was.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next segment. We get New Day coming out during their casual entrance. However, we get Xavier Woods with a trombone playing the tune to New York, New York to the ring.
Oh, I'm done. I'm literally done.
Yeah, that was like, at that moment was like, I can't believe it took me this long to be a fan of theirs.
Oh no, I said that how long? Every single week, by the way. IWC, stick it to all of you. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, they sucked at the time.
No,
they
still
suck.
They do not.
No,
suck.
they don't.
They still suck.
They rock. All right, listen, sir. Listen. When you can play taps before the 3 count, that's awesome. I don't even know what to say to that.
Oh wow. But anyway, they faced off against the Lucha Dragons with primetime player back on commentary. The match was pretty much back and forth until New Day hit their finisher for the win. But let's cut down to the chase. The biggest surprise of the night, well, one of them, I think it was the biggest surprise for me, was the return of the Dudley Boyz. Yeah, what's up? Yes, Devon and Bubba Ray are back. Their music hit and the crowd goes wild. They attack New Day and send Xavier Woods through the table, and lastly face off against primetime players. Dave, was you excited for this return of the Dudley Boyz?
It was probably, I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with the NB, one of the most electrifying moments of the night. To hear them bombs explode and the Dudley music and watch them walk out with their camos and their glasses. And you just know the minute you hear the bomb drop that somebody is going through a table. Fortunately, it was the best person out of New Day, Xavier Woods. It was just a great moment for anyone that has been a wrestling fan in the last what do we want to say, about 20 plus years of seeing the Dudleys going.
Xavier was marking out himself, and he went through the table.
That's why he was marking out, though, because he knew he was going through the table from the Dudley Boyz. He was catching 3D through a table through two tag team legends.
From what I heard, maybe only New Day was in on it, and nobody else in the arena, including people in Gorilla, knew. They literally walked through the back, walked to Gorilla, and told them to hit their music.
Wow.
That's awesome, then. That is absolutely awesome, and they need to do stuff like that more often.
Well, somewhere in Nashville, Tennessee.
Keep Kevin Dunn out of it. Keep Kevin Dunn away from it.
Somewhere in Nashville, Tennessee, Dixie Carter is crying really hard because every time she gets a little word of faith from Bubba that he's going to work TNA show and he shows up to be a special referee or the new GM, he was the GM of TNA. What the heck are they going to do now?
I don't know how many times TNA is going to get slapped in the face in so many ways. It's like he was just on TV last week, and now he's on WWE Raw.
Was he really on TNA last week?
Was it last week or the week before last? Yeah.
This
it
was
was
so
both,
sad.
actually. Last week he wasn't live. It was a repeat of the week before when he was knocked out backstage from someone.
And that's how they wrote him off. Yeah, that's how they wrote him out, which is a dumb way to write somebody out. But shout out to him because it feels like he carried a lot of his bully ray mechanisms over. Like I saw him do the hook 'em horn thing in the match, and he did the little rolling elbow thing, which was a little more modified than the old Bubba Ray. And in the end, when they let him do the promo in the back with JoJo, he started with, "Do you know who we are?" That's really close to the bully ray stuff. So I'm hoping he brings some of that over with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see him carry a little bit of that with him because he really did go ahead and make a really good singles name for himself too with the whole Bully Ray gimmick. I wasn't a huge fan when he first started it, but then he just kept expanding with it and rolling with it, and he's pretty damn good with it.
He got in shape, man. Whenever he turned his fat into Cavzilla, like he was a beast, man.
Yeah, he put a lot of work in from what he used to be to what he is now. And I'd go as far as saying he's probably better now than he was 10 years ago when we saw him.
Not even close. Not even close.
So are we going to see the Dudleys probably be number one contender for this tag team belts?
You're about to see the Dudley get the tag team titles.
Yeah, they're going to be wearing them titles by Night of Champions. Or at Champions.
I don't think we're done with the historic tag team coming back, though. Like, the TNA goes out, and I think Barker, maybe Dan said it the other night, maybe the Hardys coming back as well. Like, we're going to see a Dudley Hardy match, I'm sure.
I don't think we're going to see the Hardys back.
Jeff would have a problem getting in. That's what we talked about in the last episode. On top of his traveling problems, he would have a problem just getting in the door in general, passing drug tests. But, before we move on, I'm not going to let it go, guys. I'm going to mention one more time, shout out to Xavier for playing taps before the 3 count. Like, whenever you can play taps on the trombone when your partner is getting the 3, that's gangster. I don't even know what to say to that.
So, Jeff, if you're listening here, if you're having a trouble or a hard time trying to pass a drug test, let Matt piss in your cup, okay?
Wow. Matt will probably fail too.
Yeah, Matt's not much better. He's all trying to push EC3 for a title shot now, and he's just old and fat.
Matt's probably the pothead because he's fat, so he's probably the one getting the munchies all the time.
Yeah.
All right, so before we move on, Dudley Boyz, primetime players, they deserve their rematch, and New Day. How does this all play out?
Primetime players and New Day are both going through tables.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much.
So a triple threat tag team match.
Yep.
Nah, I'm thinking that Primetime's going to get it on Monday. Dudleys are getting a straight up one-on-one title match at Night of Champs.
I don't know.
At least they should.
They got primetime player spaces after the match, or after the little segment. I feel like they really might be going triple threat.
Yeah, maybe a number one contender match between the two.
Why can't we have a one-on-one tag match anymore? Like, are those days over?
Apparently.
Title-wise, yeah.
I don't know why. And secondly, I'm gonna end this by saying New Day has 3 members, Dudley's have 2 right now. We're bringing Spike in?
I'd love to see Spike.
Spike is probably working in some department store and everything. He's probably doesn't care about
And he would love a paycheck from WWE.
he will probably love that, but we don't know how Spike look or if he's in ring shape
We
anymore.
don't care. What do you mean in ring shape? Spike weighs 145 pounds. In ring shape.
He might have went up 5 pounds to $150. So.
Oh God, we can't lift Spike. Cool.
Oh, can't do that.
All right. Well, hey, Spike, it'll be nice to see you back. Maybe bring your girlfriend with you.
Come back, Spike. And they bring back Spike, they gotta bring back Austin just for that one segment. Where Austin's like, she's a bimbo. That was great.
She's not. Don't call her a bimbo.
That was great. Oh, all right, go ahead.
All right. So next up, we get a video of Super Cena granting his 500th Make-A-Wish. Yippee-ki-yay.
I like how they always say that they don't want publicity for it, but then they put it everywhere.
Right.
John freaking Cena.
If John Cena has 500 Make-A-Wish or has granted, it's like, who's second?
Hey, did y'all know that he's been hosting the Today Show for like a while? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I knew that.
Wow.
They were actually talking about this 500 Make-A-Wish last week on the Today Show that he was getting ready to do it.
Yeah, because he's the host of it. What is he doing?
He's representing. I guess his girl got him out there representing his brand.
Yeah, John Cena's making a huge brand name right now.
Yeah, it's like makes me wonder, like, do kids like anyone else besides John Cena?
Sure they do. Just like him the best.
Uh,
They loved Daniel Bryan when he was there.
Well, I mean, Daniel Bryan can still make a wish here and there.
Daniel Bryan needs to make a wish for himself.
That is true.
He needs John Cena to do one for him.
Wow, that would be funny. They should make a segment out of that.
Please don't. Let's just move on.
So we get Steph and Triple H are making preparation for Seth's statue as they try to hide it from Steph. He walks in, tells them how thankful he is, thanking them from everything they done for him. And you know what? I almost got kind of sentimental, kind of emotional about this because you know what? They have given him the briefcase. They've given him this opportunity, and I kind of like the whole fact that the authorities are all together and there's no friction going on.
First off, they're not all together because we're at J&J.
I mean, the main people.
I mean, there's only 3 of the main people.
That's 3 out of 5 people right there. Excuse me, 3 out of 6.
You do remember the whole rumor about how there was going to be someone was going to turn. Well, Triple H was going to turn on Seth Rollins, and it was going to be a big feud between those two.
It ain't over yet.
Oh no, that hasn't even gotten started yet.
Yeah, we're not there.
Just wait until Seth loses that belt and see what happens.
He's already lost something important that we're going to foreshadow later on.
He ain't losing. But moving on to another great segment here.
By the way, hold on. What'd you think of the statue?
I thought it was like a blow-up doll.
What?
It looked like a blow-up doll.
That was a great statue. It looked exactly like that.
It was the prototype.
It looked like a gold or bronze blow-up doll that it just, blew up with air.
Wow.
It was just a prototype. It wasn't the actual molded statue yet.
But it still looked brilliant.
But it did. It looked. I'm not arguing with you. I'm arguing with Dan on this one.
He had the titles on his shoulder.
Was perfect.
Okay, so speaking of statues, so the statues we seen there was Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, and it was someone.
Allow me to reiterate on this, sir. Were you offended, Dan? Because I mean, I know you just sitting there saying you were sentimental and you almost had a tear come to your eye, but I personally cringe when they try to compare Seth Rollins to the likes of dead legends that they actually have trophies for.
Right. No, actually, I was like, hey, where's Hogan at?
No, God.
Oh, I think we just had this debate, not even a debate, a conversation for about 30 seconds yesterday on this, Anthony and I had. There will never, ever be a Hulk Hogan statue.
Ever.
But doesn't he have one?
No.
It's Andre, Ultimate Warrior, Bruno,
And now
and now
Seth
Seth.
Rollins. That's it.
That's the 4.
That's it.
That's it. There's 4.
Oh wow, I have a problem with that.
Well, I mean, there's not. Well, there's supposed to be 4. So,
Who's the fourth one?
well, there's not.
Seth?
It's Seth, but we don't know if he has his yet. So,
Oh, okay. Wow, I really no. We got to make that into another show for another time.
well, I mean, Ric Flair better be next on the list. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nah, Triple H.
Wow. What?
Yeah, Triple H.
Over Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair spent too much time in that Southern company down here.
Wow. All right.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that Southern company.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there was. I was right there with you guys every Monday night watching it.
Hey, no. When you're talking about that 1998 Ric Flair, you gotta go back. You gotta go to 85 where Flair was carrying the NWA on his back, but he was the last world heavyweight champion in the world. That's Ric Flair.
Oh, I remember all that too, but
he needs a statue.
I'm not blasting him or.
He needs a statue more than terrorizing anyway.
Hey.
Well, or Vince. Why not Vince get a statue?
I'll never get over that. Like whenever they go, like on the WWE Network, and everybody in the clique, they're like, "He was our favorite jobber in WCW. We just couldn't wait for terrorizing." What?
Hey, he could work.
No.
Stuff was good. He could work.
Who has a favorite jobber? Anyway, we gotta move on.
Yeah, we do. Next up, we get another repeat of SummerSlam, the tag team match of Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. The match started off good, almost as good as the SummerSlam match. Of course, the match went through a commercial break. We have Wyatt take advantage of the match until Dean hits a tornado DDT and gets the tag to Roman Reigns, who does his thing. Until later, we get 4 men in the match, and it's just a big old brawl. And then we get the Wyatt flash screen. Everything goes dark, lights come back on, and we see the biggest guy we have ever seen in the WWE with a black sheep mask on. And he made Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns just look like ragdolls.
He made Roman Reigns look like El Torito.
Like, if you're worried about Roman Reigns looking strong with the WWE, trying to make him look strong, you don't have to worry anymore. He looked extremely weak that night.
I want to see him hit a spear on this guy. He's gonna dislocate his shoulder.
He's gonna bounce back off him and break his freaking neck. This guy's like a friggin' California, the sequoia trees out there?
His name is Braun Strowman. He was actually, believe it or not, a member of the Exotic Express in NXT. He's been in developmental for a while, and here we are. Poor Eric Rowan, I guess.
Yeah, but, Eric could be there right now with his white sheep mask on, but he's still recovering from the injury, so it's nice to see him bring somebody in and to bring someone that's just a friggin' tree in.
I think the fact that they had the black sheep and Eric's the white sheep, they're not going to go together.
And
there could be some friction.
It could work hand in hand with each other.
So I like this match better, absolutely better than the SummerSlam match, for the simple fact that Roman did look really, really strong. And yeah, this Strowman guy, I'm really wondering where. I mean, God, how can you beat this guy? Like, what are they gonna do to beat the Wyatts?
It's gonna be tough because if you saw, Dean kicked him right in the side of the face, and he looked at him like, Did you seriously just try that?
In my personal opinion, this is the perfect opportunity for Bray Wyatt to go about being the cult leader where he tells his followers what to do, and Bray Wyatt only is used in big spots. I felt like for the longest time we get too much Bray Wyatt, and they oversaturate him, so when he loses at the pay-per-view, we get all mad because he didn't get the payoff, blah, blah, blah. If you don't put him on TV every single week in a match, or you only have him like almost getting hit, it's going to make it that more important when he goes down.
So,
yeah, that's true.
So do you think this Braun Strowman fellow is really going to help Bray Wyatt be relevant?
Yeah, he's a freaking monster.
Yeah. I mean, not that Bray's not relevant already, so don't call him irrelevant because he's really not. He's
Well,
very relevant in the storylines, but as if we're talking title wise, he's not in the mix.
I don't think he's gonna bring titles, but I think that they are gonna wreak havoc on the WWE.
So, now, all right. So Eric Rollins is out, and you guys feel like he's not going to come back and join the family, and it's just going to be the three of them, or maybe Eric Rowan can still join the flock.
I think they'll try to bring him back in, and he'll realize that he don't fit in, and he'll try to like do something nice for somebody, like the old Eric Rowan, and I think they'll wind up sacrificing him.
So who could legitimately beat Braun Strowman that makes it look like, hey, this is
Legitimately,
yeah.
Brock Lesnar.
That's about it.
That's it.
So this guy
Wow.
can't take no losses unless it's Brock Lesnar.
No, he's going to because it's wrestling, but we're talking. I mean, Goldberg lost by a taser, so I mean, it's wrestling. Anything can happen. But yeah, if it was like not staged, there ain't nobody meeting that dude. Are you serious?
He used to do the Toughman competitions
Yeah, he's a
where he
fighter.
take a 400-pound ball and throw it over his head for 30 feet.
He's a 400-pound trained fighter. Not a wrestler, a fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no messing with this guy. I can't wait, being the Wyatt family member that I am. I can't wait to see where this goes for the family.
But shout out for Dan Tanner here, our host, for having the funniest meme of the entire week online. You gotta find it if you hadn't seen it. On our page, it's got Bray Wyatt with Braun Strowman side by side. And he said, "This is Bray Wyatt." And then he has Braun Strowman. He said, "And this is Bray Wyatt when I try to make a creative wrestler." They almost look alike. They really do.
Yeah.
That was probably the best one I've seen in the past couple days.
Good job, Dan. Good job.
And the thing is, this shows how true it is because no matter how many times you try to create a wrestler that's not on the game, it comes out overly exaggerated.
Go ahead, Dan. This is your shot and your CM reference. Then go ahead.
My who?
Chris Benoit. Go ahead. Let him have it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm definitely making Chris Benoit.
Ah. Yeah, we got one more month here until it comes out, so we'll let you know as soon as Dan's account gets banned. I'll give you the update on it. So
Oh man. But all right. Moving on to the next segment, we get the Miz TV of the PCB. Paige, Becky, and Charlotte are the guests of this week. Um, this segment here, you know what? I don't know how to put this segment over because it was just horrible.
yeah, we don't actually have to talk about it much because we can tell the listeners that we did a show last night, and the entire show is about this. Now, Dave, you wasn't on it, so I guess we'll get your opinion because we've already given ours. What did you feel like this segment came off as, and did it do the Divas any justice or harm with the way the crowd reacted to it?
The chants lately, the background chants for people that aren't involved in what's going on at the time, I'm kind of not liking the way that's going. But the one thing I will say I did like about the segment is basically, them bagging on the Miz for his, whatever it is that he wears every week. As far as the Divas Revolution's going, I'm loving the way it's going right now still. I want to see him keep building with it, developing them more down in NXT. I'm looking at it right now. There's probably only one or two maybe down there right now that are going to be ready to come up soon. One for sure. And that's part of the Four Horsewomen. But,
Well, they just there was Kano was in the front row with Ric Flair, and she's the top Japanese female star. So they're still reaching out for women.
yeah, and that's a good thing that they're actually doing that now. Because before it was very limited. We were stuck with the Bellas versus Fox every week, or the Bellas versus this, or now we have a little bit more. This whole team thing will probably be splitting off here probably Night of Champion time, maybe Survivor Series-ish time.
We hope, because I feel like that's what the crowd was rebelling against. And we're tired of this team crap.
Yeah, let's get into some singles and let's make this title relevant again, like we've been trying to do with some of the other ones. Because I'll tell you what, there's some talent there right now that's gonna make the Bellas look really, really worse than they already are.
So, Dave, let me ask you, what are your thoughts on Sasha Banks, especially with the crowd basically was chanting her name and she wasn't even there on Monday Night Raw?
I have an update on that too, by the way, when you finish.
Is there any diva in any company right now that's more over than Sasha Banks? Nope.
No.
No one within the division here or in NXT. Sorry, Bailey, because you're huge down there and probably will be when you come up. But right now, there's no female wrestler probably on the planet right now more well known than Sasha Banks. She is a legit boss.
Thanks to Bart for doing research on this beforehand, but it turns out that Sasha, in her match against Bailey, hurt herself, and that is also why they were eliminated so quickly at SummerSlam. Sasha is actually hurt right now.
Okay. That kind of explains the way that match went at SummerSlam then.
I can respect that. But the thing is, too, I wish there at least was a backstage segment or something.
I said the same thing, and I also said, like I said, once that crowd started chanting her name, if she's there in the arena at all, even if she's not scripted for the segment, you do a run-in and let her blow the whole match up, because the crowd didn't want to see a finish anyway.
And the thing is, too, the fact that how over she is now, it's getting to the point where now you're gonna have to probably split up the teams pretty soon, because you don't want to have someone who's not as over like Naomi. Now, I think Naomi is a great talent, and then you have Tamina, so you gotta have Sasha Banks be on her own, or at least join the other ladies of Becky Lynch and Charlotte with her.
Well, like we said on the show last night, when Nikki Bella keeps mentioning how many days are left in her reign before she breaks it, it's always that 1 day extra that's left over. Somebody get ready to take that belt off of her in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it's gonna have to be Sasha. Charlotte's probably the most gifted out of them all, but with being over and everything right now, you may be genetically superior, and you do it with flair. But right now, there's no messing with the boss.
I'd go opposite. I'd go Becky because she's the one that the crowd hasn't really related all the way to. And that's the one where they would be more inclined for the flair to take the belt off of somebody.
I disagree.
I love Becky out of all. I love Becky the most out of all of them, but Sasha's the one that's gonna end up taking it from Bella.
Yeah, I feel like, but see what I feel like, whoever wins the title next, I don't feel like that needs to be the climax. I feel like that needs to be another stepping stone for who the ultimate prize is.
The last thing they want to do is give the belt to Paige.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do what they've done before. I don't.
I would be pissed off if Paige gets the belt back.
I wouldn't be mad. I like Paige. Yeah. It's just fine.
No, Paige will have that belt again. It's just not anytime soon.
I mean, yeah, we love Sasha, but let's be honest. Like, the most total package out of them all is still Paige. Let's be real.
I don't know, because a lot of people in the IWC feel like Sasha Banks is the most talented women wrestler in the world.
She's got the good in-ring stuff, and she has her role down pat. But as far as being versatile and being multiple parts of a character, I haven't seen her do that yet. And when I did see Sasha Banks not as the boss, and just as Sasha Banks in NXT, go back and watch. It's not really pretty.
I mean, all right, so the character itself, one thing, promos or whatever. But the ideal of her ring work, you have to give it to Sasha.
Paige has been in a wrestler since she was 8 years old professionally.
I mean, that's great and all. That doesn't mean that she's better.
Yes, it does.
No, she's a whole lot better.
Yeah, in the ring, she's way better.
Yeah. Paige is like the complete package of what you're looking for in the Divas division.
Besides the look.
But yes, and even the look. I'll tell you what, I freaking love Paige's look.
But it's not traditional, though. It's not a diva look.
That's what makes it so perfect to me, though.
I mean, it
But
just shouldn't matter about how you look if you have that Divas look. It should be more focused on your in ring ability.
I agree. And
and
what I would do is Paige's mom is not that old. Like she's in her early to mid 40s. I'd bring her in and I'd do them because they've wrestled each other for
Whoa.
15 years.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? You'll do them.
match. I picked up on that
Ah,
too. I was just letting Dan say it, but for Anthony, I'll cover it and let them have a match with each other.
even
Oh,
though,
okay.
even though, even though.
Hmm.
I mean,
This
if
is
we're
this
going
is
there,
this is PG.
anyway.
This is PG.
Yeah, we
You
got to
did
keep
it.
it.
You
Yeah,
did it.
yeah, really. You brought it up, Dan. You're the one that
I
pointed it
thought that's
out.
what he was talking about. I'm like, whoa, hold
No, no,
on.
no. That's just
What?
kind of
Anyway,
dirty.
Go on YouTube and go watch them because there's actually a match where she fights her own daughter for the women's title, and that's Paige's first run. She meets her mom, and they have like a Vince and Stephanie match where they just beat the crap out of each other. Pretty hardcore.
Yeah, they really went. They let each other have it in that match.
But
Well,
yeah, but to your point though, I'm not underselling what Sasha does in the ring. She's phenomenal. I think people take what Paige does a little bit for granted.
we'll have our listeners go to
Yeah,
our
let
Facebook
us
page
know.
or Twitter. Let us know who you think is the better Divas wrestler or women's wrestler in the world or in WWE.
Maybe we're wrong altogether. Maybe it isn't Sasha or Paige. Maybe you think it's somebody else.
Yeah. Just don't say Eva Marie.
Wrestling Goons Radio at gmail.com or hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at
And
Goons Radio.
and secondly, just to top this off right for a second before we move on to the next segment, excuse me, don't ever mention Eva Marie in a Divas segment again.
We're
That
not
is,
done yet. It's a little bit longer. She'll be there, sir.
I'm gonna have to skip those segments because
Ah,
I watched her tonight and I
it
actually did
wasn't
make a
bad. That was a
comment.
good match. Come on.
Yeah, Carmella carried her ass,
Oh no, Carmella
and
couldn't carry Carmella.
Carmella made her look decent.
They both had a
Eva,
good match. They both
for
had a good match.
for all this hard work that they say she's putting in and training and doing stuff with the Brian Kendrick, she looks like crap.
That finisher was kind of sweet, actually. So,
Yes, it just
all right,
it's slow. It's
IWC,
slow.
IWC, you will learn over time if you listen to our shows. Dave has a problem acknowledging people that he doesn't like for anything that they do well. But it's okay. That's what we still love Dave for.
Uh,
Well, my thing with the whole sliced bread that she's using right now is she's barely hitting the turnbuckle.
Okay,
Like
that's true.
she's like, oh, let me make sure I got this one. Okay, let me get this one up here. Oh, now I got to flip. Okay, let me fix my hair halfway through.
Oh,
so I
Screw
didn't.
her. She is still
So
awful.
look
so
what you
I
did, Dan. Look what you did.
so I didn't see NXT yet, but now how Dave's describing it, I got to see this. Oh,
See, it wasn't bad. Mark will tell you
It
as well. Like it was not a bad match.
it was not an awful match, but it just she's still stiff and slow, improving a week.
My problem with that match is why do you put her out there in front of a Brooklyn crowd? Like they're wanting to eat her alive.
yeah.
That's why they put her out there for that, though.
Well, it didn't work and it didn't backfire and
Because
she
now
pulled
that
it off. And I know
well,
one thing, Dan, you're gonna be impressed by this. You may not like her in-ring work, but she's wearing a robe now, like a Ric Flair robe, and her little thing when she takes it off, you will not be disappointed. I promise you.
We'll see.
I promise you.
All
Whoa.
right.
Anyway, go ahead.
Moving on to the next segment, we get King Barrett and Stardust coming out for a tag team match, but instead we get Stardust attacking King Barrett, laying him out because I'm assuming that he caused him the loss at SummerSlam. This part right here is where I yelled at my TV because I'm like, "What are you doing, creative? You're killing King Barrett." But anyways, Neville comes out. He attacks Stardust, sends some packing. Um, Anthony, were you disappointed when you seen Stardust attacking King Barrett?
Yep, because I had finally already bought into the Cosmic King. I didn't know why it made sense at first. And now I know that they just had nothing else to do for a tag match at SummerSlam. Um, Barrett is going to make a movie now, so he actually changed his Twitter handle from Wade Barrett back to his real name, Stu Bennett. So, not really sure what that means when he does return. I guess we're gonna get Stardust and Neville now for a while, which, in my opinion, that's just what it should have been to start with. But whatever.
I mean, we've been getting Stardust and Neville's for quite a while,
Yeah,
off
but
and
we had
on.
all that side stuff. Now we get a story on it with just these two.
Dave, what do you think about Bad News Barrett King, Barrett Cosmic, whatever you want to call him these days? Like, do you feel like they're pretty much bearing? I mean, obviously he's going to go off to shoot a movie though, but at the time, did you feel like it was like a burial in a way?
No, it's one of those things you just saw coming. Hey, Wade, come here. We need you to put you in this storyline for a week, maybe two. We'll even call it 3 weeks tops. And then you're going to fade back into the background, and we're going to come up with something new for you. And we're going to put you out there for 3 or 4 weeks, and then we're going to pull you in. It's the same thing they do with Wade every time. So, no, I'm not really surprised by it. I am excited to see what happens between Neville and Stardust, because they could, if there's a candidate that might be able to get in there on Match of the Year other than one of these, John Cena matches, these two would be able to put on that type of a match with each other.
Not sure
They
if y'all noticed.
complement each other very well.
Not sure if you noticed, but Stardust looking ripped lately. Getting muscle coming out of that outfit.
I haven't noticed.
Yeah, no, the arms are bigger. Telling you.
Well, he ditched his sleeves.
Well, but think about Dash and Cody Rhodes. He was a toothpick.
He was great.
Yeah, but that was 6 years ago. He's done a little bit since then.
Yeah, he's adding some mass on.
You know what's happening? He's bulking up, trying to break out that Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes trying to come out of that Stardust saying, "Hey, it's me, a new and improved Cody Rhodes."
No.
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 He's gonna stay Stardust. That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
For now.
No, for good.
There will be, I'm sure, at some point we will see a Cody comeback.
Maybe they could do it like Finn Balor, where sometimes, like whenever he morphs into Cody Rhodes, whenever he needs to get dark, he can just turn into Stardust.
Exactly. That'd be the way to do it.
But the whole point of this whole segment, I was just really pissed off because it seemed like when they have a thing going for Wade Barrett, it's like get screwed up to me.
But if he's making a movie, I mean, what can they do?
I mean, you could still make him the Cosmic King, but just say something happened. Maybe he got an injury or whatever. But when you have Stardust attacking him like that, it's like, what are you doing, creative? This would have been a great tag team right here, and you guys just screwed it up.
I agree with that much. At the same time, Stardust turning on partners that fail him is nothing really new. And shout out to the crowd with the whole Stardust and you failed this city. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was nice.
Any last thoughts on this before we move on?
Yeah, I'm with David. I'm excited just to see where it goes. No more extra fluff on the Green Arrow and Barrett. Let's let these two put on a good story and great matches.
Because that's exactly where you're going to get with the both of them. They're both great in-ring workers. They're both really very decent to very good on the mic. And this has potential to be a good feud for a good time.
Okay, Neville is nowhere near Stardust on a mic, but
that's why I said
Stardust can carry the entire story.
Yeah, but that's why I went, decent to very good. Because, you got Neville down here at decent, and then Stardust up here at very good. So, I mean.
Yeah, because I know you love Bray, and I do too, but as far as cryptic promos, I actually feel like Stardust has actually one up him on as far as how the cryptic words make sense on a deeper level. Like, Stardust really is killing the gimmick. I
don't know.
See, Dan, you hate
I think
Bray.
I think Bray's promos are a lot better. I mean, they make sense to me. I just think that his delivery in the ring and all that stuff and the storyline has been continued just suck. But I think he's a better promo. Gives better promos than Stardust does.
Oh, well. And that's another thing, folks. Leave that on our email and Twitter, Facebook. Who cut more cryptic promos? Stardust or Bray Wyatt.
And don't even just stop there. Just tell us who you think cuts the best promos in any wrestling company, period. And we'll get back with you and let us know what you think.
We might make our own little IWC list for each segment here. So
And it's okay to vote for Adam Rose.
no, it's not. So all right.
Yes, it is. Come on, Anthony. Don't be a lemon. Be a rosebud.
I'm still waiting to see what they do with him. Apparently, they're gonna have something new planned. So
Hey,
Well, they're very mad at him for the Twitter picture of him and Brad.
so just a little quick side note. Like, what if there was no Braun Strowman and they really did bring back Leo Kruger with the Wyatts?
yeah, I mean, I would love it, but at the same time, now that you've had Braun Strowman, I feel like anything else would be weaker than what they done.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
much as I would have loved to see Leo with the family, this Braun Strowman, man, real deal right there. Let's see.
I feel like
Give me some work now.
what I would do with Strowman, like eventually I'd have him just win the belt and turn around and hand it to Bray Wyatt. And that's like Bray like has his own monster to bring the belt to him. That would be incredible.
Kind of like how Ted DiBiase did when he bought Andre.
Yeah, except for he doesn't buy people, he controls them with his mind control.
This is true.
I would love it. Love it.
Yeah. All right. Moving along. We get highlights of Jon Stewart costing John Cena his match at SummerSlam when he hit him with the steel chair. Also, we get informed that the Dudleys will be on SmackDown this week, and I'll be watching SmackDown because of them. We get a Jon Stewart segment where he comes out to the ring and gives his explanation as to why he did what he did to John Cena, and the crowd is thanking him. I'm pretty sure some people in the IWC were actually pissed off. He explains that he didn't do it for Rollins or the Authority. He did it because he couldn't allow Cena to tie Ric Flair's title record, which is at 16. Then this Bryant brings out Ric Flair, who said he was rooting for John Cena because he respects John Cena. Flair then told Stewart that he messed up everything, and John Cena comes out and he tells him he's at peace for whatever Jon Stewart did. But this leads into John Cena giving Jon Stewart the AA. And of course, everyone's eating it up in the big media. Anthony, your thoughts on this segment?
Jon Stewart may be the greatest guest host of all time. The match, we hated on the timing of the SummerSlam ending. Stewart could have done better about selling it and not looking at Cena, blah, blah, blah. And he oversells everything on Raw, but dadgummit, I love it. When he was doing the Ric Flair strut in the Woo, I loved it. Spoiler alert, Ric Flair was drunk. Go figure.
What?
No, he was. There's no doubt about it. Jon Stewart, kept reiterating that he did it for Flair, but after Flair said, I wanted Cena to win, I don't know why they kept going back to that. Like, from there, you can just tuck your tail and run and be like, okay, I messed up. But every time Cena would bring it up, Stewart would go right back to that. He'd be like, I did it for Flair. I like the idea, the concept of it, but it would have made a lot better if Flair had took Stewart's side more than Cena, because after Stewart stuck up for Ric Flair, and that's why he did it, we end the segment with Ric Flair high-fiving John Cena after Stewart gets AA'd? What is that about?
I did it for the Nature Boy.
Oh, that picture is hilarious on Twitter.
I mean, that's pretty much what he was, it reminded me of that Rikishi moment where he said he did it for The Rock. Dave, were you disappointed when Ric Flair came out and said that he was disappointed in Jon Stewart?
I was a little upset. I'm still one of the people that says, yeah, no one should kind of tie or break the Nature Boy. I'll give him that much, especially because he did it over 30, 40 years, as to where they're doing it with Cena within 10 years. Don't like it, but it's the nature of the beast these days. Is it me, or is Cena always doing something to a guest host regardless, though? I mean, this isn't the first guest host he's AA'd.
Seth Green.
No, yeah, Seth. Let's see. Just about everyone.
Yeah, there was. Did he hit Hugh Jackman, or was Hugh Jackman on his team?
No. Hugh Jackman jacked Ziggler's jaw
Okay.
when he was with Cena's boys, the Zack Ryder.
You know what I found on YouTube the other day, though? Because we always talk about John Cena never puts people over that don't deserve it. You know Kevin Federline has a pen over John Cena?
Yes, that's one of the very few celebrities that got one over on
I
him.
forgot that. Like, K-Fan, who is irrelevant now to everyone, including himself, beat John Cena.
That's why I'm sure there's a few people that are going to be listening right now going, who the hell is Kevin Federline?
They can find a horrible reality show with him and Britney Spears that had about 4 episodes.
He's the guy that knocked up
That
Ricky
chaotic.
Yeah, it's the one when Britney was like a smokeaholic. So like the whole entire episode, she's in a green room lighting up Marlboros. Really bad.
Yeah, she was at a rough point in her life there. I don't know what she was thinking. Brittany, I still loved you, so you could call me when you want.
She rebounded quite nicely, folks. Wow. Anyway, this isn't about Britney Spears, so.
But to add on to Anthony said earlier, I really hate celebrity guest hosts. They're like the most annoying people when they come. But Jon Stewart did his thing, and everyone, like I said before, in big media just ate it all up. I mean, it's been in the newspaper, it's been around in ESPN and so on. So he did his job. I hate the fact that Ric Flair did side with him. Well, side with John Cena though, because he came out as a face, and to me, he just turned totally heel when he said he respects John Cena and all that, and he messed up everything. So I was a little bit pissed off about that.
That's actually a face move. What I did like was that he had to reiterate it twice when he said, "You don't understand. You messed up." Was John supposed to come out the first time he said that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess WWE is bad at cueing their people.
Oh,
like,
I wonder who's in charge of that. Hashtag fire Kevin Dunn.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with you on that one.
Before we move on, I just want to touch on this. John Cena needs to get rid of that springboard stunner.
Amen.
Like when I was
my brother.
Like when I was watching SummerSlam and he botched that stunner, I just got up and yelled at my TV. It's like, what are you doing? Get rid of that crap. We don't want to see that no more.
I know, and you know what? I know we're the podcast for the IWC from the IWC, but allow me to blame the IWC. This is your fault. Because John Cena had 5 moves that he had perfected, and y'all have done screwed it up by making John learn new moves that he doesn't really perfect that well. And, just leave well enough alone.
Here's my question. He's been using it since WrestleMania, yeah? Has he hit it, not botched it at all yet? He's botched it every time he's used it since WrestleMania.
I mean, if you look at the move, it's impossible to choreograph.
So here's my thing. Seth Rollins, it was like an instant, like maybe a 1 or 2 second delay. And Seth Rollins still sold it. I'm like, don't sell it. Don't sell it. Don't sell it for him. He messed up.
You got to sell the bonus move of the 5 moves of doom.
We give Seth a lot of credit as far as being a heck of a worker. But like I said, one of my biggest pet peeves ever in a match was that ladder match, or the cage match he had with Ambrose whenever they were both hanging on it, and they clearly weren't able to do the spot where they were going to knock each other off. So they just jumped instead, because that's the spot where they're going to jump off together. They got to learn, how to, when something ain't right, and get to the spot a different way. And if I can say anything bad about Seth, he is very bad about not abandoning the spot. He'll try to make it work anyway.
I mean, that's good on his part, I guess.
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm saying he's trying to help out the other guy though, but I'm like this. Let the guy own up to his spot and say, "Hey, I messed up." You don't have to try to sell it. Because you can see it.
You're not going to get that with Cena.
When Ric Flair would do that little Irish whip and he would flip over the turnbuckle and run across the apron, when Flair didn't got to where he wouldn't go over, he didn't go try that crap again. He went to go do another spot. You don't jump right back into it.
I mean, I'm giving Seth Rollins some credit that he, tried the best that he could to sell it for Cena, but I don't think Cena deserved for his opponent to sell something that he botches.
I
And
mean,
you
you
can see
gotta. I
you
would.
can see the disgust on his face too that he knew he messed up.
But you gotta go with Dave. Like, even though you know it's a botch, at that point, a lot of times you gotta go with it. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
can't
mean,
go damn. You can't go damn. Time out, John. Get back over there and do that
because that's
again.
actually what they do on SmackDown. Like on a SmackDown or a main event, whenever something happens, they cut it, and then the live audience has to watch them redo it. I'd be mad if I was a live audience and saw
Yeah, this
that.
is why I would never go on a SmackDown taping ever in life. But wow, that right there.
I've been to a few SmackDowns back when it was live, but now that it's taped like that, I don't know. I think I'd stay away from it too.
I mean, it don't happen often, but when it does, yeah, they'll make you go redo a segment of the match. It's really weird.
I heard there was a mess up during the Takeover Dark show that they thought about doing it over again, but they didn't do it. I think it had involved some women's tag team that we didn't get a chance to see. I don't know.
Okay, well, I have to go back and look at that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, so if it's live, they're not, and they know they messed up, so it's kind of hard to go back. So
Well, if it was a dark match, they're not going to care for the live audience.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Black match.
Any last? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, dark match. It's not televised. You might see clips of it on someone's phone on YouTube, but dark matches like that, it's a whatever kind of thing. Unless, of course, Super Cena's in it, and then, of course, the cameras are rolling to show what he does afterwards.
Yeah. Any last thoughts on this?
No, I'm good. It's served its purpose.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope I don't have to talk about him again tonight.
Yeah. Well, Cena said. Well, the next thing we see is Cena says he did what he felt was right, and now he plans to talk to Rollins later on. Um, just to cut down to the chase, he doesn't talk to Rollins, which kind of pissed me off.
This is the part, well, there's a reason for that, because right when I saw this, I sent out a tweet on the radio to Triple H warning him that I think that John might be up to something. So I'd like to take full responsibility for letting Triple H know that John had some plans.
Heel move plans?
He was going to destroy Seth's statue, sir. I know what he had planned.
Oh, okay. Well, that would have been nice.
Yeah,
No,
that needed to.
Wait a minute, what?
No. Did he just say that?
Destroy Seth's statue?
Yeah.
Oh my
No.
goodness. Oh my.
It'll show some aggression.
I don't need aggression on Seth's statue, sir. He earned that. You said it to start the show.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did, but it would have been cool to see that side of John Cena, though.
Oh, please move on. You're hurting me.
Yeah, really. Next.
All right, next up, we get this lame 8-man tag team title match. Well, not title match. I'm sorry. Tag team match. They might as well just give a title to these 6-man and 8-man tag teams because we get them all the time, especially in the main event. They did basically started off one side getting the better advantage over the other ones. It was basically a big old circus, especially on the outside. The best part of this was when Lana and Summer Rae started to go at it, and not Summer Rae. Lana has a new, I guess you want to say, closing attire or something, because she's no longer doing the whole business thing. Basically led off into Orton hitting the RKO for the win, and Big Show is attacked by Kevin Owens and Rusev, and then he's also attacked by the Good Guys, which I feel kind of sorry for the Big Show. Anthony, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, of course. I'll start in the Big Show too. Actually, shout out to the Big Show because he knows that the crowd has been rebelling against him, and I feel like he agreed to be the guy to take all those spots there, including that massive slam into the RKO that he took. Shout out to the Big Show for that, because you know what? If that crowd had crapped on me for so long, I'll be danged if I'm putting my body on the line to entertain them. They can go kick rocks. But he done. That just shows what kind of professional he is. The fact that they teased me with an Owens and Rusev tandem is scary, because if they ever team up, they would wipe out every other team in WWE history. That little Irish whip into the cannonball was devastating.
Oh,
Wow. wow. And as far as Lana's new attire, I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Yeah, to me, this match was just garbage because it's like, hey, we only did a few matches. Let's put something together and make it work. Dave, did you feel the same way?
Oh, the only part I really enjoyed about the match was the ending, to where Big Show took lumps from everybody. I'm with Anthony, and I think we talked about this yesterday too, where I said I also felt really, really bad for Big Show because he's just getting it. No matter which way he goes, he's getting it. So, but I will say I was rather impressed by that. I'm not a Dolph Ziggler fan by any way or means, but I will give him credit because he got that super kick right up under that 7-foot chin. And there, if you don't think that what Cesaro and Ryback, yes, thank you, did to Big Show, picking him up that high and holding him that long while Randy posed and got himself twisting and turning like, okay, he's not that heavy. You guys got this? Hold on. Let me look good. Oh, camera, what's up? Hey, RKO. Which he still almost messed up. But
yeah, because they dropped him at the end. They were like, all right, we're done.
Yeah, we're like, Randy, stop digging around here. But, yeah, Big Show, dude, you had a great run. I hope to see him do something one more relevant, one more time at least.
I respect him even more for this. I really do. Like
he took a beating from some of the top faces, or no, I'm not going to say faces, heels, but some of the top men in the company right now. He took something from every one of them.
Yeah, they'd often you've seen both sides beating you up, and he took the heels and faces with him.
Yeah, it was kind of funny to see Kevin Owens. He was trying to check on Sheamus at the end, and he was like, you know what, forget it. That was hilarious.
Well, you know, Owens does all the little things, like I say, every week, guys. He does those little things that other people don't do.
I give him credit for that. I think Kevin Owens sucked in these tag team matches, though.
Wow.
But everything that he does, like you said, the little things, kind of makes him, relevant and entertaining.
He's one of the best people in any company right now when it comes to in-ring or anything work right now. There's no denying on how great he is and will be.
If he stuck to that match, so did the other 7. So.
Yeah.
If he was in the match?
If he stuck to that match, so did the other 7.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Including Cesaro.
This is where everyone puts Kevin Owens over on the show.
Well, yeah, I mean, there ain't no putting Kevin Owens over. We're just not going to bury him. We're not going to Kevin Dunn him.
No. Just because of the way he looks.
I don't think you support #Fire Kevin Dunn. Is what I think.
I support #Fire Kevin Dunn and Fire Kevin Fire.
No.
Fire Dunn Fire.
Yeah, no Fire Owens
just
Fire.
Skip that alone and leave it at #Fire Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, let's do that.
Don't get anything else close to what Owens uses for his moniker. Just keep it away.
We don't want to fire Kevin Fire.
There is only one Kevin that needs to be fired, and his last name is Dunn. Because he needs to be done.
Yeah, he's the worst Kevin in the world.
I have a feeling that Vince McMahon will never agree with this podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a feeling that Vince McMahon, he's gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you the keys to the business, Hunter, but there's one thing that you must do. Kevin Dunn must keep his job."
And Vince will say, "Okay, and I hope you die soon, because I'm gonna fire him when you do." So.
Yeah, that's what needs to be done.
Yeah, by the way, leading into this final segment, they might not be having any shares in WWE anymore because they were told specifically not to acknowledge Vince's birthday, and they did it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they were told before they went out there. He threatened them. He said, "Do not mention me, don't make me relevant," and they did it anyway.
Yeah, Stephanie threw it. It was one of the first words out of her mouth. Now, I'm not supposed to do this, and I'm probably going to get yelled at, but. And then she
Yeah,
got the whole crowd to sing happy birthday to Vince. So,
And
and Tri-
and and as a shock to no one, Vince was pissed.
and Triple H already knew that Vince McMahon was going to be pissed too.
oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Vince. 70 years old.
Um,
Still lifted more weights than any of us could combine.
He's bigger than all of
uh,
us.
does anyone think that Vince? It would be nice to see Vince on TV at least one time in the storyline.
No, I feel like he had planned on writing himself off about 5 years ago when some incident happened with somebody that'll remain nameless.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, that guy. That kind of ruined that whole death angle.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that was what he was planning on writing himself out. Vince doesn't need to be on TV unless he has a protagonist to go against. And Vince, at 70, even though he is jacked, can't work matches anymore.
I mean, he doesn't have to necessarily work matches. Just be that quote unquote authority figure.
They have that already,
But if they're not Vince,
but they're gonna have to be for the long-term future, so they gotta make that transition.
I don't know. Hunter carries that I'm the boss thing pretty well.
Yeah, Hunter's golden. My only
Yeah.
complaint is I don't know what wink they're face and what wink they're heels. So,
I think they're
Yeah.
just doing things that's just best for business legitimately.
alright, so we move from Vince, so we sing happy birthday to Vince, and that's where we bring up our moment of the night this year, Revelation Dan.
This awkward sort of segment where, all right, so the whole birthday thing, was kind of awkward. We get the revealing of Seth Rollins' statue finally. Um, and then it comes to find out we get an old man Sting who's hiding under the curtains all this time, and he attacks Seth Rollins, and he holds up the belt, which I'm thinking he's going to give it back though. But apparently, we're going to get Sting versus Seth Rollins at Night of Champion for the title. I'm sorry, was that a little loud there? A little anger there?
I don't know what it was, 'cause I'm a little conflicted as far as when we talk about bipolarism. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You are the biggest stinger, little stinger, as you call it, in the whole group, correct?
Correct.
Now, you would love any other time to see Sting on top of the WWE world. You were the one that was frustrated to no end when Triple H beat him at WrestleMania, and you hated the handshake even more.
I
So
did.
now that they're trying to rectify their wrongs and make Sting hit his rightful due, now you're pissed off? Tell the crowd, tell our audience why you don't approve of this.
All right. So Sting is 56 years old. Sting only wrestled one match. Sting hasn't quote unquote earned his way to deserve a title shot at anything. And they haven't really, I mean, maybe they will explain next week, but they really didn't explain, like, why would Sting be a part of this whole title picture? Like, come on, Sting, you know you're going to lose. First of all, this pisses me off that everyone's all behind this. They're like, yeah, I can see Sting with the title for one last run or something. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Yes, I
Because
can.
Yeah, you could.
no, you
Yes,
guys.
I
And
can.
first, and they did explain the storyline with Sting, because if you remember who cost the Authority and Seth Rollins a match at Survivor Series last year, it was Sting.
We're not going to
They've
remember
had
that.
their thing. I remember that. I was sitting right there watching it.
I do. I remember that too. In fact, but here's where I'm going to agree with Dan. Okay. I don't know why you do that handshake at Mania. If Sting's going to come right back with his next appearance at the same thing he left off at. To me, you don't do that handshake at all. You make Sting be like, okay, you took the dirty way out, so wait till I see you again. What I thought was really cool about this segment, and it was a total accident because I didn't plan for it to go this way. Whenever they brought out the little box for Sting to come in or what have you, they got the arena dark, like they normally do at a live event, and they ran the Titantron advertising WrestleMania, what have you, blah, blah, blah. They had 14 security guards surround Sting, and they put him in a black cloak kind of like they did when Vince was revealed in the Ministry of Darkness thing, and they had him covered from head to toe in this black cloak, and he waited under the ring until they got the box in, and then they had the security guards surround him again. So what had happened, whenever they left that box up and Sting standing there, the cloak that he was wearing had wore off his face paint a little bit, as you might well know. It kind of looked like it did when he left WrestleMania.
Now that you mention it, I did notice his face paint was a little messed up when they first did the close up, so I wasn't sure why on that. But now that it does kind of look kind of similar.
I thought he was just under his face paint wore off a little bit because he was probably hot.
Can you imagine? I thought the same thing. Like, there's no way they had that guy under there for an hour. They didn't. He was only under there for a few minutes. When he was hot from with that black cloak rubbing on his face when he's trying to keep his face hidden. So.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? This whole thing just.
I wonder how many people noticed them walking out in like the black cloaks. I bet they were like, "Oh my God, the Undertaker is gonna screw this up."
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
I was thinking. At first I was thinking when I first saw it, I'm like, "There's no way the statue's under there." And Cena's already gone, so it's got to be Kane showing up or something along the lines of that. But when it popped up and I saw Sting, I mean, I expected Sting to be there.
Yeah, we knew. We kind of knew, but I'm like you. Like, I knew he was going to be there, but it was in the back of my mind. So when it lifted up, I had almost forgot that he was supposed to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a not surprising surprise. Because you expected it to be there, so it wasn't really a surprise. But then when it still happened, it was like, oh shit, it's Sting in the ring. He's getting his title shot.
Okay. So, Dan, are you more a problem right now with the match happening itself because Sting can't believably beat Seth Rollins? Or are you more upset that the story of Sting getting the shot and Triple H doing it to him doesn't make sense?
It's a little bit of both, and I'm also kind of upset with the IWC a little bit because you guys are buying into this, and I don't understand why.
We're Stingers.
It's Sting.
But I'm pretty sure if we would have read this, I'm pretty sure if we would have read this a couple of months ago in the dirt sheet, we would have ripped this apart. Now they just gave us out the blue. Now we're all like, oh yeah, we can see this happening. Like, come on. I guess we could see the Undertaker with the title or something, or why not have Hulk Hogan with the title at one point in time again?
I'm gonna agree with you for that simple fact that it's a good thing that we didn't know. Because when you think back to The Rock and Brock Lesnar, whatever we knew well in advance that somebody was gonna get the title in a certain event, we kind of rebelled when they took it. So we were like, no, you told us way in advance, and we don't really want that. They didn't really let us know that Sting was going to get the spot.
No, they really didn't. It was very, very well hidden for the most part. And, how could you not want to see Sting wear that title one time, at least one time, to legitimately putting him in the WWE Hall of Fame?
And we're forgetting the simple fact that Sheamus has a briefcase, so there's a potential that Sting can be champion for about 35 seconds.
Does not make him champion at all.
If he's champion for 35 seconds, when they write their little WWE Almanac book that they sell on WWEshop.com, it's going to say Sting as World Heavyweight Champion in it.
It's almost disrespectful because you bring in a WCW guy and you slap him in the face by saying, okay, we'll give you a champion, but you're not going to have a real reign.
He's 56.
Exactly. Why even put him in that position?
So he has it on his resume that I was a World Heavyweight Champion in WWE.
It legitimizes his Hall of Fame induction next year.
He's a Hall of Famer regardless, and just put him in one more WrestleMania where he wins, and that could legitimize whatever he needs.
You know what kind of rub this is for Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins used to work a match with the icon, Sting. He probably dreamed about this from the time he was 5 years old.
The franchise of WCW.
I'm pretty sure
I
some of
mean,
those guys probably would love to work a match with Ric Flair, but not this Ric Flair now who's like
I
65,
bet
60.
they would. I bet if
I
they.
still would.
Jay Lethal to this day is his #1 match of all time. Who, by the way, Jay Lethal is the best wrestler on the planet. Don't let anybody in WWE fool you with this Seth Rollins talk. His #1 match of all time is Ric Flair.
But
And
what
Ric
you,
Flair was 60 at the time.
the whole point is the guy is like too old and he didn't impress me at WrestleMania. I mean, I'm not gonna say he didn't impress me. I just didn't like the finish at WrestleMania, and
I loved it.
it's
I
just
didn't.
stupid
I didn't.
to put him in a title match already against Seth Rollins. And then it goes to show you to everyone that hey, you guys are not on the same level as Seth Rollins to face him for the title yet.
Well, I don't think
That's
it's.
because
Well,
not really many people are.
yeah, they're not. And yeah, like Sting earned this in '98, in '95, and '90. Like this is a lifetime achievement award that he earned. He earned this.
Pretty
He
much.
earned it in WCW. He earned it when it.
WCW is owned by the WWE. They own them. So
So how does
technically,
he?
he owned it in the WWE.
So what makes you think that he earns it now? And he's only made one match. He made like maybe 3 or 4 appearances.
You know what
Since
makes me? You know what makes him earn it?
what?
He's gonna sell out Night of Champions.
So he's gonna. So
Ooh.
he's gonna be a bad guy.
No, no, no. I don't mean sell out like turn. I mean he's gonna get buy rates for that pay-per-view because people are gonna pay to watch Sting wrestle Seth Rollins.
Oh, no doubt.
I don't know. I may have to cancel my subscription
No,
again.
you won't. You will not. You will not do it. You're not gonna do it.
No.
I don't know.
Last time you canceled your subscription, you did it to make a statement, and it lasted 72 hours.
If that.
Yeah, it did. But the whole point is, I stuck to my word.
Dan, they laugh at that. They lost no money out of that. If you really want to make a statement, you don't pay for like 3 months. And then they're like, oh, wait, we're losing money now. Even though they're not really going to care about $30. So,
Okay, so I'm gonna start a trend. If Sting is champion, everyone's cancel their subscription for 3 months.
okay, no, you can start that, but I want Sting to win the belt, so.
Yep.
Is he?
I'm not getting in on that one. I want to see Sting wear that belt one time.
Okay, let's say hypothetically speaking that Sting doesn't win and Seth Rollins is, still the champion. Who is up next for him?
Exactly. You're just answering your own question. Where do they go? What else does he have to do?
Sting is not the answer.
Sting doesn't have to defend the belt. He can be a part-time champion without being on the show.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar did it for a year and a half.
Brock Lesnar can do that because he's a beast.
And Sting can't do that
And
because
Sting
he's
is
the
a frick
icon.
icon.
Sting, oh my gosh, you're gonna make me say this. I hate to say this though. Steve Borden, if you're listening, I'm sorry,
No,
but you're
you're not.
washed.
No,
You're
you're
washed.
not. No.
No,
Can you
dude.
really look back? I want you to get back
You
in the time
cannot call
machine.
yourself a Stinger anymore.
Yeah, get back in the time machine and go back to 1989 right now, Dan. I want you to picture Halloween, painting your little face up with the blue and the green on the side. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you.
I am pulling your Stinger card.
We might as well just give Ric Flair another title run. Hulk
I would.
Hogan,
Oh my gosh, 17
Undertaker.
times. The
Hell yeah.
17-time World Heavyweight Champion, yes.
Hey, how about we give Jake the Snake a title run because he deserve it.
It would be about damn time.
Yeah, let's give it to him. Maybe
Don't give Jerry Lawler one. Don't do it. All right.
No. Jerry, after his Mid-South debacles, he's good on his.
Oh yeah, let's give it to him because he deserves it. He's been in the company.
Hey, he had a heart attack for the company, man.
It's
Hey,
He
okay.
worked the match through it.
we all know my feelings on Jerry Lawler. I can't defend that. So.
What other legends that's still alive that could probably get a title
I
run?
get your point, Dan. Like, we get it. Like, anybody can do it because Sting can do it, blah, blah, blah. Sting deserves this, okay? You're going to have to
Sting
deal
can
with the
still
fact.
work, too.
You're going to have to deal with the fact that Sting ain't going to be your World Heavyweight Champion after September the 20th, sir. So, I don't know.
You know what? If you really want me to get behind this, And Sting does win it. Remember that time that he beat Hulk Hogan and how everyone like came out to the ring and like put him on their shoulders and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, that was awful because I had Bret Hart still in the spotlight. But go ahead.
So if he wins and he beats Seth Rollins, he wins. I want some of the old WCW guys out there to put him on their shoulders, and I want Lex Luger out there too.
Like, who's
You
in a
can't. They're all in
wheelchair? Why
rehab.
do you keep saying this every time? Lex is in a wheelchair.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He only has to wheel himself.
They're like, hey, we want you to sit in your chair, Lex, and we're gonna set Sting on your shoulders, and you can do a torture rack sitting down.
They're
What?
best friends. Why not?
Oh my God, help me, God. Oh, we got the crippled torture rack. Oh, help me, God. Okay. All right.
Bring
So
back
anyway,
Goldberg.
finish your story about Sting on the WCW thing. Even though, by the way, 80% of them are dead already, so that's not gonna work.
Or in rehab.
I mean, you bring back some of the big names from WCW, like
Kevin Nash is in GFW with Scott Hall, so that's not gonna work.
okay, well, bring Scott Steiner.
Yeah, by the
Uh,
way, let me go back to that for a minute. How are you gonna work that little NWO angle with Sting now that they all work for GFW?
Hey, they were still at NXT the other night.
They were there, and that don't mean they're employees of the company.
They
can get
still
away.
got their Legends contract.
There's no way they can work both companies, and I'm telling you, Kevin Nash is signed with GFW.
Well, but they're like limited basis. If they get a phone call from Hunter saying, "Yo, Big Kev, Scott, Pac, I need you," you know, hey Jarrett, see you, dude, later.
They better, and
They would. They've been doing it for 10 years now.
yeah, they always.
They can literally get.
Anytime Hunter's called them and said, "I need you here in New York or here in Connecticut," what do they do? Hey, Jeff, see you later, man. I got to go up north.
God, go back and look at their history. They're the most unloyal group ever.
But they're loyal to each other.
No, they're not either. The clique is not loyal to each other.
Well, except for when it comes to women.
Except when it comes to anything, money, power, they're always trying to one up each other.
And that's why only two of them really are still lifelong best friends.
Why does it seem
They're
like
all friends, but only two of them made it with the company that lasted.
And by the way, Michael Hickenbottom, glad you found God, but I hadn't forgotten that you were an asshole for a long time.
here's my thing. Why does it seem like HBK, who's supposed to be like the biggest one out of the group, seems like he's the most irrelevant one out of the group?
Because he's not in wrestling anymore.
Yeah, he keeps himself out of the spotlight and lives with his
He
family.
doesn't want to be anything about wrestling. He has a farm now, and he has his outdoor shows. Like, he has taken himself out of the WWE picture.
He's not even. I don't even think he's doing his school anymore either.
No, he's only doing his shows and his farm.
Wow. He's got his outdoor hunting show and his family and farm, and that's all he needs anymore.
He said he's happy. Like, he's on the Austin podcast last month, and he said he's doing really well.
Well,
and I'm glad to hear that. He's earned that well-deserved rest after everything he's been through.
I'm glad he fixed his demons. Like, Shaw was in a real bad place for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of Austin, which I would love to see HBK on the Austin podcast. So we're gonna have Christian and Edge next.
Yep.
On the podcast. Anyone looking forward to it?
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Edge and Christian together in gold. I'm you know, the Austin podcast at the beginning, like when we had Vince and Triple H, like that was hard hitting stuff. You're like, man, I wonder what they're gonna throw at them. But I listen to the Austin podcast every week on the radio. These WWE Network things are nothing special. As a matter of fact, they're a little more censored than the Austin podcast is. I enjoy the podcast one stuff a lot better than the WWE Network stuff.
Yeah. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, I don't look forward to any great stories or anything, but I'm pretty sure they're going to keep us entertained.
Are you kidding me? Edge and Christian are going to have a hella good stories to tell on that show, man.
I mean, yeah, they've been traveling together.
They've been working the road since 5 years old, man.
Middle school, yeah. They started training in middle school, so.
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool to have Seth Rollins or even Kevin Owens on the podcast.
Yeah, Kevin Owens has been, but it was actually while he was Kevin Steen. He was one of the first guests on Austin's show.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think it was just not too long after that he actually signed to become Owens.
Yeah, it actually was. And the funny thing about that episode, if I can just talk about it before we end the show, Owens credits Austin for a conversation they had in a airport as they're going in the tunnel, and he asked Austin real quick with Sami Zayn right there beside him. They were like, "We gotta go talk to Austin. That's Austin. We have to go say something." And so they introduced themselves and who they were and what they did and blah blah blah. And they said, "Do you got any advice for me?" And he said, "Whatever you do, kid, don't stop running your mouth." And he walked away. And Owens told him, he said, "That advice was the biggest life-changing moment for me ever. Do you remember that?" Austin had no clue. He didn't remember it.
That's awesome.
I remember listening to that. We listened to that a month or two ago.
Yeah,
we re-listened to that.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, your final thoughts and your grade for Monday Night Raw.
Final thoughts. Keep the Diva Revolution going. Let's just break it down into individualism now. Loving the way it's going. We finally got some divas at work. Let's keep that ball rolling. Wyatt family, can't wait to see what happens now. I'm so excited for the family. Roman, finally someone is going to take you out for me, and I'm so happy for that. Grade for the night, I am actually going to be very nice today, and I'm giving it an A. Following up SummerSlam, which was all right. With this show, it just kept me going the whole time. I got to see the Dudleys for the first time together on WWE TV in 10 years. And then the other new revelations going on, and Sting finally getting a shot at the title. I'm going with an A for the show for the night. It was a really, really good show.
Cool. I think you probably oversell Raw just a little bit. You should see the look on my face, like, hey, wow. Anthony, your grade and final thoughts.
Yeah, I was new. Wow, what a high grade Dave gave me. I'm gonna go with a B. The Dudley simply alone gave me a high rating. That's my thing of the night. I liked the Sting reveal in the end, so I was cool with that. But there were a lot of bad parts as we did the Divas Revolution show, which, by the way, if you haven't heard that, we posted that up on our page. Go back and listen to it. It's a half-hour episode where we really cover everything that happened with the crowd in this Brooklyn response. I'm really hoping that we see some changes coming out of that. I think that they can really benefit from it. Obviously, they're just killing time until Nikki loses this belt here. But we got to get something out of it. Braun Strowman, love it. What a surprise. Thank you for not spoiling that for us at all. And looking forward to see where it goes. But yeah, so my worst segment is definitely going to be that Divas thing, and the best is the Dudleys for sure. And Sting is right there with a close second.
Yeah. I'm gonna go a little bit lower than you guys. I'm gonna give Raw a C minus.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to give it a D so bad, but C minus because of the Sting. I'm not happy about that. I'm okay with the Braun Strowman. That was cool. I'm okay with the return of the Dudley Boyz. That was great. Final thought: Sasha Banks is over. You need to use her. She's a gold mine.
Even though she's hurt, so it's okay.
Yeah, but use her for your future. The crowd loves her, and she's a top 5 best worker in both men and women's side of wrestling.
I don't know how you judge that, but
I mean, she's a great worker.
I'm not saying. I know she is, but just like we might oversell Kevin Owens, I think you might oversell Sasha Banks sometimes.
Just a little bit.
So, what if I put Kevin Owens in my top 5?
That would be fine, but then you're just appeasing it. What I'm saying is, I don't know how you would say, well, Sasha Banks works harder than Enzo Amore. Like, how are you going to compare that?
I mean, hey, let's just ask the IWC and tell them, ask them what they think.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're going to compose a bunch of lists. So if you got any suggestions for lists that we can do, throw some out there, and we'll make little small episodes out of them.
Yep. Basically, another thing as far as the Sting situation, the biggest mistake you will have, I feel like, is if Sting wins the title.
We're going to have more on this on the weekend show. I'm certain Sting will be a huge topic on Around the Squared Circle.
Yep.
Yeah, and, there's no doubt on that.
You said what?
There's no doubt on that one. Sting will be a huge topic from now until September 20th.
I'm just ready for him to retire.
Yeah. Wow, and you call yourself a Stinger.
Speaking of which, I want to remind everybody before we log off that on the 11th and the 12th of September, we're going to go back to our ending coverage of All Pro Championship Wrestling. And we're also going to be working with the Special Olympics out in Harrison County on the 11th. So we'll be staying tuned with you for that. We'll be looking for interviews and show information along with some character development. We're going to be giving you lots more coverage in the future from Wrestling Goons Radio and All Pro Championship Wrestling.
Looking forward to that. Guess that'll wrap our show up for today. Once again, we want to thank Max Sports Channel and Power Station FM for having us, as well as our listeners over there. And also, too, you can listen to us on our website, www.wrestlinggoonsradio.blogspot.com, as well as on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. Just click the link and subscribe. Give us a review, rate us, give us 5 stars or something. You can also follow us on Twitter at Goons Radio. Like us on our Facebook page, on Facebook, Wrestling Goons Radio. We also want to thank Phil for producing this show. And also, too, I almost forgot, you can also follow us on Instagram as well. And if you have any questions or any ideas for the show, why don't you email them to us at wrestlinggoonsradio@gmail.com. This is Wrestling Goons Radio podcast show for the IWC from the IWC. We'll see you when we'll see you.